Kirill, I want to talk to you just a little bit about how things are going for you. You're 10 games into your NHL career. How do you think it's going so far for you?
Yeah, I'm so excited. I was so excited. It's first 10 games, but every game, I think I like these games, and I more understand what hockey, what need doing on the ice, and just I have more confidence every game, and now it's more comfortable in team and on the ice, it's better for me, and I like it.
Yeah. How has it helped to get a string of games in a row, to play a number of games in a row in the NHL? How does that help you, do you think?
Oh,
To play a number of games in a row,
what's number?
like 10, 12 games in a row, has it helped you to be up here for as long as you have been?
Oh, I don't know. Just really, it's for me. Doesn't matter in road or home, but I like play home because we have our fans. It's this. I don't know how to say it. It's English, but
The cannon.
Cannon. Yeah, it's scary a little bit, but I like it. Yeah. If we talk about games, it doesn't matter. I like play more because I have 10 games and I play against 10 teams, I think, or smaller. Yeah, just I think 10. And now new team, a new game. I don't know how to play against. I never play against Islanders. It's interesting for me.
Yeah. So what do you learn from each game, do you think, Kirill? I mean, because you mentioned it, you play a different opponent. What do you learn from each game?
I don't know, it's just more small details, I think about D zone, neutral zone, or offensive zone, how's goalies, different goalies play, when I can shoot, when I can't shoot, It's more small details, but I like it. It really helped for me.
I want to ask you about away from hockey. How has the adjustment been away from hockey to the NHL kind of lifestyle, if you will?
Oh, sorry, I don't know.
So away from the rink.
Wait, just wait.
Yeah. So away from the rink, how are you adjusting to living the NHL kind of schedule, so to speak?
Oh, it's different because we have more games, no more practice, but we have a good practice if we have a day without. It's normal. Good. Yeah, yes. Without games, it's. But yeah, I like it because it's all times it just suits. It's new for me, but I like it. Just style, NHL style, and I like it. I like this dress code. This how to say it. What all guys doing before a game or after game, it's really great for me, but focus on the game, and it's this league more professional guys, and every guy understand what he doing before game, and I am a little bit fine first 2 months what I doing, sleep or no sleep, and now it's I am ready and I know what I do before game. Need to say it or just?
Yeah, but it's an adjustment for you, right? Is that an adjustment?
Adjustment. I don't understand. Adjustment.
Is it a difference for you from playing?
Of course, of course.
Can you explain that a little bit?
Different with Cleveland or?
Yeah. The difference between playing in the AHL versus playing in the NHL for you away from the ice.
Yeah, of course it's different. It's the biggest level, and. But it's American hockey, a little bit same because it's a big difference with my Russian career, it's a very big difference. And but with Cleveland, yes, small details is different, but usually I think it's same,
Yeah.
We have a little bit different games because we play 2 games, 2 days, 2 games. But I think it's no big deal. I like it. I like it suits, I like it. Just I have a time. If I want to go to a little bit early on the rink, I can go. If I want to go to a little bit later, I go. I like it.
Yeah, you're having fun, aren't you?
What fun?
You're having fun.
Of course, it's very fun.
Remember, you're back up. You're having a great year in Cleveland. How do you transfer that up here to Columbus?
Well, I think I don't have to think too much and just play my game, and everything will work out, I think.
Have you been working on specific things that has allowed you to have that kind of success with the Monsters? And if so, you want to obviously transfer that up here with the Jackets as well, right?
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say I worked on something specific, to be honest. It's more about the confidence, I think, and I've been having that all year, I think, this year. So I don't think I have to change that much, except be a little bit sharper when I get the puck and hit the net or something.
You and I have talked about this before this season. A lot of it's just about having fun, right? Just kind of relaxing and doing having fun playing hockey, right?
Yeah, I mean that's what it all is in the end. You play hockey for a reason, and having fun it's the most important part.
I was talking to Kirill a little bit about the adjustment between the AHL and the NHL. Not only on the ice, but away from the ice, away from the rink. What's that like for a player to make that jump back and forth, AHL to NHL? How much difference is there?
It's obviously the travel plans. You take the bus in the A, and here you get the planes. And it happens a little bit more down there. It's not that structured that it is up here on the ice. So, I mean, if you don't make a mistake, you pay the price up here, but down there it's a little bit like just people all over the place.
Right. So is it a big adjustment, do you think, for players to make that jump up? And maybe I should rephrase it. What is the biggest adjustment away from the ice, in your opinion?
I'm probably gonna go with the structure of the game. It's more if you do a mistake up here, you're gonna pay the price, and down there you probably not have to pay the price every time, but here it's you have to pay the price.
Brad, the other day you mentioned something about the challenges for players when they come up from the A, not just on the ice but away from the ice. So I just want to revisit that topic with you a little bit and talk about how you guys help players through that, especially since you have so many players who are doing it this year.
Well, we're trying through practice, first and foremost to get them up to speed, but it's they got a lot of guys that are going through it together, so they kind of do it. As you've seen this year, we got a lot of young guys in the lineup, so sometimes in groups it's actually better. And so again, we do a lot of video, a lot of teaching, a lot of stuff on the ice and in the video room. So those are the things we do there. And then we're always asking if they need anything away from the rink. A lot of them get stuck in the hotels and different things, and that's life of a hockey player and going on up and down.
How long does it, for a typical player, does it take to make that adjustment where you see them, okay, they seem to be somewhat comfortable at this level?
I don't know. Every player is different, and how they settle in, and there's lots of stuff going on in their lives, and that we don't know about, and so those are the things. Generally, they keep fairly guarded, and they don't tell you a lot about, and hopefully things are good. But if not, that's always another element that they got to deal with. So that adjustment period is different for every guy.
Yeah. Emil Bemstrom comes up, he's having a great year in Cleveland. Obviously, you'd love to see that transfer to Columbus. What are you seeing out of him that he's doing in Cleveland that you'd like to see him do here?
Well, I haven't watched him in Cleveland, and I get reports, and he's handled it very well. He's gone down there. I think one of his biggest strengths down there has been the power play. They have a top unit down there, and they've built some chemistry, scored a lot of goals, 7 or 8 power play goals from that one spot. We're going to put him there tonight and look at it and then go from there. So the one thing we got the American League is it's just that the pace isn't quite as high. You know what I mean? And that's not a slight on the American League. That's just what it is. The NHL is the best league in the world for a reason. So these guys that come, the biggest adjustment I see right away is the pace of the game and having to make decisions quicker. Like I said, you're not getting 6-7 shots a night. The elite guys do that have been around. But the guys that come up, you're lucky to get 2 or 3 decent looks, and you got to make those count. And then you got NHL goalies you got to beat. So the whole dynamic changes and how you got to do it, and the competition changes. So really, it's the mindset and doing things quicker and getting up the pace a whole lot quicker.
I asked him what the difference was, and he said it's his confidence. He's got great confidence there.
Yep.
I guess if you had the answer to this question 100%, you'd say, well, it's just that. How do you transfer that confidence up there? It's got to be kind of a hard question to answer.
Yeah, the player's got to find that, and it's not that he's on his own. We're always trying to help through video and teaching, but if something good can happen to you early, that helps. Kind of you take a breath. The biggest thing with him, he's got a great shot. He works extremely hard. It's your shots make him count. hit the net. You know what I mean? And you know, that's what I've seen maybe earlier. He gets that opportunity and it goes over the bar, or he misses the net. He doesn't force the goalie to make a save. Hit the net, make him make a save first. Use your pace, and because he has speed, he's got to use it, attack the game. And you know, we'll see. He's going to play in a pretty good line tonight and see where it goes.
What's that say about him? I think you just kind of touched on this when we first started talking about Bever, but he goes down a couple of times this year. He's been down there before. That's got to be. It's never an easy thing for a guy to go from the NHL to the AHL, obviously. But he doesn't seem to like just fall off or pout or anything like that. It seems like he just goes down there and does his thing and earns his way back.
Yeah, and that's what's happened. He's you know, he's one of the leading scorers in the AHL and plays a prominent role down there. Gets a lot of minutes, and at some point you got to make that translate here. You know, you get opportunity and you got to take advantage of it. And we have opportunity right now. And we've talked about it a ton, and so you hope that can translate that confidence that we're talking about, that he can take that and apply it here. And get going, you know, offensively, because it's not a work-based thing. He works hard. He's got a good head for the game. It's just translating it here at the NHL, and you know, and he's going to get another crack at it here today.
Kind of shifting gears a little bit, going to shots. I was looking at those today as far as shots per game. And I know that shots are not all the same, obviously. You can go to the outside, that's great. But in general, before the season ends, would you like to kind of get back to a team that has better shot suppression? It seems like 2 or 3 years ago, this team really kind of kept shots down.
It was 4 years ago.
Was it? Yeah, you're right. It was.
Yeah,
it was
trust me, I've been here for all of them.
You're right. You're right. And the biggest
so
difference
3 years
is
ago,
probably,
it was torches last year, and that was a problem here. And again, you go back to every team has a different identity. We've had a ton of turnover this year and a ton of youth, and so, you know, I think in the Philly game we had 9 rookies, and by my count it's 11, but I think 2 of them have played 30 games, so we're saying they're not rookies, but that's 11 rookies.
Right,
so
yeah.
Show me any league where you got 11 guys at that age and you're going to suppress the best teams in the world.
Yeah.
It's tough, and so there's a learning curve and there's a patience with that, and that's what we deal with right now. If the circumstance we're in, we have to live in that moment, and so yes, we talk about it all the time. And some of these guys are in positions that maybe they're not ready for. You know, it's not their fault, but that's what we have. So it's a great learning curve for them. It's a great opportunity to embrace it and get after it and try. They're playing against really stiff competition every single night. We don't have a ton of entrants to lean on to kind of pass the torch. These guys have to take it, and they're jumping in with both feet. So yeah, I'd love to have all those things aligned and get better. If we could get healthier, that's one of those things. And I think even with the younger guys, it's got to be a point of emphasis on both sides of the puck. So, you know, like I said, patience, they love it in August. We talk about, but now we're in it, and you have to be patient with what we got. These guys are learning on the fly. They are, and so we're there to walk with them and help them and teach them and grow them, and they're taking a big chunk right now and against really good teams. And tonight we're facing another veteran team. So, you know, we get right back over here with 49 games to go and keep going.
Yeah. And a lot of that, a lot of times gets, I think, unfairly lumped on just defensemen. You know, when
Sure.
but it's a 5-man thing, right? And that's what you got to get a young team to understand. Is, and how to.
Yeah, like you know, you look at the D-core and you got, you know, a rookie in your top pair, rookie your second pair, rookie your third pair, rookie goaltender. It's been happening. Guys coming off injury. So, and again, and then you go down the middle. You know, Silly's been, you know, he's a young guy, 19, and now we got KJ there who's a rookie, and so you start going. Those are key positions.
Yeah.
You know, those positions. The teams that are the best defending teams, do your homework.
Yeah.
You know, the veteran guys. You know, the Bostons of the world. I don't think they have a guy in their lineup that hasn't played 4 years pro. You know, so they build to that though. You know, it doesn't happen overnight. So that if we're fully healthy, you know, you got guys that are plugged in and kind of can take on that water with the Zach Werenski's and these guys. So these guys are having to do it on the fly now in these key positions. And I think a lot of them are doing very well. I really believe that. And you don't get the results, so it's frustrating. Some of these games, you know, the Floridas, the Tampas, in Boston, where we're right there, and we lose it late. You know, if those are 3 wins, you're feeling pretty good. And that's the difference between the confidence of a young team and older teams. I watched a veteran team in Pittsburgh last night, 4-0. You know, in puck management, they lost 5-4. You know, it's talking about managing the puck. It happens to all these teams, and that's that's a team that's won 3 cups with some pretty prominent players, right? So we're doing that with some younger guys, and they're trying, and they're learning, and we're going to walk right with them and help them.
Seems like it's a critical point, though, for those. I mean, you got those guys doing this. This is how you build it, right? That this is how you, like, as we look a year or two down the line, these guys are cutting their teeth right now.
Absolutely. And the way I look at it is, if you can handle these situations and continue to put effort in and grow in these moments, you know, when we do get healthy and you do get relevant, you're in that playoff discussion year after year after year, these are the moments that help you. You know, how you handle this situation. And you watch that very closely. You watch, you know, do guys start pointing fingers, or are they helping each other? Are they working hard in practice? Still going to the gym? Are they doing all the things to help themselves to be the best player, even when it's not going well? And that's on all of us. It's all this makes you coach harder, makes you play harder. You got to practice better. You got to do all these things better to play against these top teams.
What's your lineup tonight?
The full lineup?
Well,
you want me to go line by
changes,
line?
No. Well, if you'd like to, yeah.
Sure.
That'd be very
Go
helpful.
ahead.
Bemmer's back in. We got
Top line.
Corpy's going to be going in net, and that's pretty much it. And we got Silly back in the lineup, right?
Yeah.
So because Patrick's out.